All right, so we are back again with Tawanda Sitole. He is the IOC Safeguarding Officer here with the Zimbabwe Olympic Committee, obviously doing a lot of work in terms of pushing the issue around safe sport and safeguarding. Now, Tawanda, we spoke about quite a number of things over the last couple of episodes, but here's another big one as well, and that is the issue of anti-doping. And the issue of doping has been very large, I think, for more recent example, the one of Yannick Sinner, a bit of a negotiation where he'll be banned for a shorter period of time and things like that. But let's talk about anti-doping or the issue of doping within itself. For someone who's watching and saying, "What is doping?" I mean, I'm just playing sport. I'm doing what I'm doing. So what is doping and why is it important?
So doping is another form of match manipulation, but this is now on an individual capacity where one consumes or takes banned substances, whichever form, whether through injections, whether through tablets. You're basically taking banned substances to enhance your performance. Yes.
Well, okay. Enhancement of performance is definitely something that everybody wants, but you cannot do it illegally. Obviously, there are more legal ways
Yes.
that do that. Now, whilst we're talking about anti-doping, I do know that there's a bit of a campaign that you have been conducting as a Zimbabwe Olympic Committee, going around and doing that. I know one of your colleagues, Lawrence, was also part of that,
Yes.
working with football. What is this campaign generally? What is it called, and how far-reaching has this campaign actually been?
The Zimbabwe Olympic Committee, in partnership with the Norwegian Federation, we are pushing towards coming up with what we call clean sport. I think in the previous episodes, I hinted on the approach of having an individual in a manner that benefits sport. So when we say cleaning sport, we are trying to encourage an individual, a coach, and an administrator, whoever is going to be participating in this competition, to make sure that they are bringing themselves to compete, regardless of whatever areas that they think that they do not possess the right skill set. Come as you are. You see, there are two ways that we want to encourage people. Yes, we can go on to a competitive approach, and then we can go on to a participation. It's important to learn from how the IOC, through the Olympic Games, try to push that narrative that sometimes it's not all about competing. It's not all about killing yourself on the field of play. Just your participation increases or gives some form of appreciation and gratitude in the sporting world.
Well, definitely. I mean, we all want to win, Tawanda. I mean, what is he saying about participating? But I understand what you're saying, and I understand obviously the narrative that IOC would definitely be pushing. And I think we've seen even athletes that are participating under that IOC banner, where they aren't necessarily under a particular nation for whatever reason, but they do get to participate because they would have had qualifying times and so on and so forth. And so whilst we're talking about that and different substances, I know that you can go onto the WADA website, the World Anti-Doping Agency website, and you can get to find out this huge, humongous list of substances that you don't want to take because you find yourself in a pretty pickle. But there's also the issue of sports ethics and fair play. And when we talk about that, what are we saying? You would think that just having a referee there surely should be enough fair play. They should regulate the way that things should go. But what do we mean when we say sports ethics and fair play?
So the Olympic movement and the Olympic family is governed by or operates under what we call the three core values of Olympism. right? Which is respect, excellency, and friendship. Where you find yourself deviating from that culture or value system, we are now having to question, is it, what is, is there, so the idea of now coming onto sport and introducing an aspect of looking into the basic ethics and the ethical and moral fabric of an athlete or an individual, we are trying to find each other in a way that allows us to watch a game of football today and appreciate what it is giving us, and at the same time, the same people moving to go and watch rugby and still see the same umbrella approach of conduct in sport. So the idea of fair play is speaking to whatever you are thinking as an individual to do in order to influence or to manipulate or to cause harm. Is it speaking to the actual desired result that is governed by the value system that exists in the Olympic movement? Thereby informing the need to look at it. Is it a moral aspect? Is it a cultural aspect? How do we push our people to be of right mind and to be governed and corrected or controlled by an ethics system that is acceptable regardless of whichever part of the world you're coming from?
Well, definitely, there's quite a lot to digest there, but there are always ways for you to be able to find out a whole lot more about this, especially when it comes to safeguarding sport. I know Tawanda spoke about once the policy is obviously all but in place, and ultimately, the trainings and things like that will be coming through. It is something that you can also begin to engage in so that you play sport in the right manner with fair play and the right ethics. Well, we're going to be talking about a lot more things, so make sure you join us for the next episode of this one. Also, we're talking about safeguarding sport as well as a safe sport. Important things, but make sure you join us for the next one.
Thank you.